So starting on our backs today, finding a place where your tailbone, your buttocks can literally be as close to the wall as possible. Can bring your arms into a soft cactus if you have enough room. And I want you to peel the flesh. You can peek up at me if you'd like here. Peel the flesh of your hamstrings turning out. So your butt is kind of going out, and that means that your inner thighs are moving in. You can also take your hands and direct your inner thighs inward. This helps the fascia to move back. You might feel a little bit of an opening there as you start to settle in, taking this time to peel the flesh, releasing the SI joints. And then when you have finished peeling the flesh back, go ahead, close the eyes, let the arms come to a soft cactus. And just keeping a soft internal gaze. Scan your body from the inside. Flex your feet, peeling the toes back towards you. And plug your femur into the hip joint, into the hip socket. We say that every pose is tadasana and savasana. And what we mean by that is that the spine is being held up and that the feet are also active. Let your forehead run smooth. And then scanning your body, draw your awareness to the back of your crown. So letting the back part of your crown press into the earth. Might pick up your shoulders and realign them. Letting the back gate of your heart press into the earth again. Let your thoracic spine and then lumbar spine, lower part of your back, also give a little weight here. So I want you to use the wall, scrubbing your heels against the wall to press your back body into the earth. And that might feel as if you are elongating into different directions. That's exactly what we want to feel right now. Let the heaviness of your bones sink into the earth and soften the fingertips, soften your jaw. It takes a few moments here before ligaments and tissues and muscles start to release their grip. And then bringing your right hand to the top of your crown, I just want you to tap the middle part of your brain. So tapping the top fontanelle just a few times very lightly, stimulating Sahasrara, crown chakra. Bring that right hand back to a soft cactus. You might feel some buzzing effects from where you've lightly tapped. And start to visualize right where you tapped a soft opening. Directing your awareness to this electromagnetic field of energy to which we're all connected. Feel that space that you just tapped. Invite pure light, pure radiance, like a drop, moving down your spine that's pressing into this earth to right in front of your sacrum. As you exhale, feel how your belly pulls in, your joints become spacious, and infuse every single cell of your body with this light. Breathing in, sa, the sound of pure radiance. Pure genius. Breathing out. Hum. Distribution of this intelligence to every single cell of the body. Sa. Inviting healing, love, abundance, new beginnings. Hum. What is it that you are wanting to cultivate? Let every single cell of your body infuse. Okay. But we can always feel the effects of what's surging, what's growing, what's wanting to come to light. When we take our legs up the wall, it's a way of us shifting our perspective, lightening the load, bringing the deoxygenated blood back to the heart center. And it gives our back body an opportunity to be recharged by plugging in. Stay intimate, stay internal, and then slide the soles of your feet on the wall, pressing your big toes into the earth. Keep sliding your feet down the wall. They don't have to come all the way down, just staying connected here. Lower back still pressing in, not losing the connection of your feet against the wall. Almost as if you are in chair pose, but a variation of chair against the wall. Take your left leg, scrub your heel up against the wall one more time, and then cross that right ankle over the top of your left foot. So making a number 4, the arm bones are heavy. Now start to slide your left foot, keeping your left big toe mound, left big toe connecting to the earth chakra, big toe. And then feel that right hip open up. Notice if your lower back, your bum is coming off of the earth, and keep opening up the outer part of that right thigh towards the wall. And we don't have to go very deep here. We're just accessing the fascia of the hips, of the lower back, and feeling that support, almost as if there's a gentle hand holding your lower back. Stay steady and intimate here. Hips and lower back are generally where we tend to store our emotions. And we cannot create something new unless we release whatever has been held, whatever has been stored there over these past few months. Taking a deep breath to inhale through the nostrils, invite sa, and then on your exhale, invite hum. Anywhere that you're feeling sensation, like a warm hug. Take one more breath here, just gently opening up that right outer hip, scanning your lower back for any tension. And then slide your left leg back up the wall, uncross your right leg, just pausing for a moment to let your bones settle back in. Might notice a light sensation happening in the legs. And then cross your left ankle over the top of your right thigh bone. Keep flexing your right foot as if you are standing on the ceiling. And then bring the right sole of your foot to the ground, to the wall rather, as if you're stepping on the ground, and deliberately press that right big toe against the wall. And then as you start to lower, only lowering to a place where the lower back and the bum, lower back on the wall, bum stays against the wall, using the wall here to gently open up the hips, gently open up the lower back. Flex your left foot deeply. And then relax the jaw, relax the upper shoulders, letting the weight of your bones, the upper body, sink into the earth. Keep directing your tailbone and your right buttock towards the wall. And notice if there's any elongation, any softness that you can invite on that left outer hip. Inviting Sa, the sound of pure intelligence, healing, light, radiance. Hum, distribution, feeling your joints become spacious. Fascia making room in the body. The three tenets of yoga really involve tapas, our ability to stay disciplined without being attached or rigid. Svadhyaya, studying ourselves, not just on the mat in the moment, but in our life practice. And then Ishvara Pranidhana, the act of surrendering, not getting attached to the outcome. And very slowly elongate your right leg back up the wall, uncross your left leg. Take a moment as you realign your legs, buttocks against the wall, press your lower back against the ground. And then very slowly start to bend your thigh bones, bend your knees, bring your thigh bones to your belly. Making sure that you are close enough to the wall. Maybe you start to bring your knees in and hold onto the outer part of your shin bones here. So emulating little squat pose. You might even keep your feet against the wall. Again, using the wall here, happy baby pose. Notice what that feels like to open up your knees a little bit wide, but keep your feet against the wall. So happy baby pose also looking like mulasana against the wall. And notice what that does to the lower back. Notice if there's any release, if you're feeling any tightness. Take your time now, very slowly draw your knees back into your chest. Roll over to the right side. And then let's come up onto hands and knees. So moving very slowly here. Taking just 3 cat-cows, stack your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Inhale, face looks up, broadening across the chest and collarbone. Exhale, belly pulls in, hum. As if you can feel or trace the line of energy. Inhale, broadening across the chest and collarbone. Staying very intimate. Exhale, hum, distribution, resist the ground. All 10 fingers gripping the mat. Take one more like this on your own. Then push back onto your heels. Come to child's pose. Pause for a moment here. Let your head, your neck, your chest be heavy. Leave your palms where they are. Come up onto your knees. Take the arms high to the ceiling. We'll take Bali. Inhale. Feel Sa move from crown to base. Exhale. Press back onto your knees. Child's pose. If you need a blanket underneath your knees, you can absolutely pad your knees. Inhale, pressing down in the palms. Wave through your spine through table pose. Coming into cobra. Peel the shoulder blades back. Retract the shoulders. Inhale, feel a subtle lift of your pelvic floor. Exhale, belly pulls back to the spine. Child's pose. Don't worry about how fast or slow you're moving. Inhale, come up onto your knees, stretch the palms wide. Inhale, Sa moves from crown to base, Bali. Exhale back, child's pose, seal. Feeling your sacrum charge and distribute. Inhale, rounding through your spine. Cobra pose, opening up the front of the chest, belly pulls in, little lift of the pelvic floor. Exhale, Child's pose. Take one more like this on your own, staying very intimate. Notice if you can watch the inside of your body, the right and left side. If there's a difference. Without judging, but studying svadhyaya, studying yourself. Study yourself and you will know the divine. Come back through table pose. Pause for a moment here. Extend your right heel behind you, as if you literally have a wall. If you have a wall behind you, you can actually press that right heel against the wall. So I'm using the wall today. And as you press that right big toe mound into the earth, draw the rib cage up. Feel the pads of your hands push into the earth, and then take your left arm long by your ear. Take that right heel straight up. Again, if you have a wall directly behind you, feel free to use it. Just firming through the thighs here. Just using the Sat Yam Kriya, we'll stay here pausing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your left hand float down. Cross your right leg over to the left side. All 5 toes face forward. Gaze out over your left side shoulder. Draw that right hip forward. And then stretch the breath here. Just opening up the spaces that tend to get very compromised, very tight, very limited, constricted. Draw your right knee back underneath you. Wag your tail from side to side. And then let's extend that left heel behind you. Keep it on the ground. If there's a wall behind you that you can push into, I highly recommend using it. It does change the anatomy. Well, it doesn't change your physical anatomy, but it changes the anatomy of the pose, what we're feeling. Right? So using the wall here to get really clear, press the hands into the earth, and then notice where you tend to favor. Do you tend to favor your pinky toe, your big toe mound? All of these are really important aspects for when we stand. And then take that right arm long by the ear, lift your left leg up. Again, you can keep it long or you can use the wall here, pressing into the earth. And firm through the belly. We'll pause. Feel the Sat Yam Kriya for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand comes down, left leg comes underneath you. Turn your wrist the opposite way, giving yourself a little wrist stretch here. So fingers back towards the knees. You can go ahead and lean back a little bit, lean forward, little wrist stretch. And then turn your hands the opposite way. So facing back forward, walk your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders, tuck your toes, and then come up to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take your time. Again, if you have the opportunity to stay against the wall, stay as close as you can against the wall here. Outer upper arms by your ears. Resist the mat. Draw your navel into your spine. And then on your inhale, take that right leg straight up and back. Might have to move forward a little bit. Draw your navel in. Eyes steady on one point. Scoop your belly up. Step your right foot forward. Find your blocks. Blocks are handy, hopefully. And then press your palms down on either side of you. Keep drawing your inner thighs towards one another. So inner thighs rotating like a magnet, just as we did against the wall. Keep pressing that back leg. Left big toe mound into the earth, right big toe mound into the ground. should be able to take the hands off of your blocks at any time. So we have this little scoop of the belly, everything working towards one another. And then take your time. Let's rise to high lunge. So the arms come up long by the ears. It's absolutely okay to keep a little micro bend in the knees, in the back leg here. In fact, I'd like for you to bend your back leg just a little bit. Slide your pelvis forward. And then from here, start to elongate as best you can that back knee. So you're going to feel a very deep opening on your psoas. Take the arms straight up. And then we're going to take a little twist over. We'll take the left arm forward, the right hand behind you. Now pause here for a moment. Our ability to stay within the pose, that tapas, we can experience that here. Keep reaching your left arm forward. So you're protracting your shoulder away, and then you're retracting this right arm so that right shoulder blade is plugging in, the left shoulder blade is moving away. Draw the navel into the spine. Feel the expansion across the heart. Anahata chakra. A bridge between what is seen and unseen. Our ability to have love and compassion and empathy in every pose for ourselves. Element associated is the air. One more breath here. Feel the air moving through you. And then come back to high lunge. Take your time, let both hands frame that block, and then step your back foot forward. Lengthen your spine, flat back. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale, lengthen, crown to base. Bend your knees generously, belly to the thighs, standing forward fold. Relax the back of your head, maybe even twirl the lips here. There's no rush. There's nowhere to get. Inner journey. What might be coming up right now for you? Inhale, walk your hands up your thigh bones. Stay very intimate. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Stack your bones. Press down into the heels. Pause. Tadasana. Just receive the energy. Now plug your feet in. Come back to that same feeling. Come back to that same feeling of the feet pressing against the wall. See if you can recreate that feeling. Now we're going to do a little exercise here to literally create that feeling. Just turning to face you, cross your hands, place your hands to the inner thighs, roll that fascia back, just like we did on the ground. So keep working the fascia back towards you. Might feel an opening in the back of the hamstrings. That's exactly what we want. Totally okay to keep a little micro bend here. Keep working your inner thighs towards each other. Press the big toes down. The knees are forward. Feel a little opening of the hamstring. Should feel a little release there. My hands are actively working against my inner thighs to work the fascia back. Right? So fascia is like segments or our clothes that we wear. If we're wearing tight clothing moves with our body. It doesn't just pull away. And then come straight back up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel that zip from the ground up, and then float the arms forward and up. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, palms press. Exhale, fold forward over your thigh bones, Uttanasana. Pause for a moment. You might notice you have a little bit more range here, and that's because we've opened up some of the back body. Inhale, lengthen your spine, hands to the shin bones or blocks. Exhale, back. Right leg steps back. Pause for a moment. Get steady, get grounded. If you have that wall behind you, you can work that wall to your favor, to your advantage. Grow the spine long. It changes how we align. And then check in if you're dumping into the hands. Should be able to move the hands effortlessly. Still feeling some heat in that back left butt cheek. Pressing that right heel against the wall, right big toe mount. So there's a lot at work. There's a lot of work and activation happening. Inner thighs rolling towards one another. Then from here, come straight up, high lunge. Pause for a moment. Let's situate. Bend your back leg. Go straight down. Think elevator. So you're going straight down here. And then from here, start to elongate. So you're bending that back leg. You're moving your pelvis forward. Draw the navel into the spine. This helps us to align. Low ribs close in, fingers up. Maybe we take a little turn over to the left side, right arm in front of you, left hand behind you. Feel your right shoulder protract, so moving away from your body, and your left shoulder retract, moving towards your spine. And then every inhalation, inhale sa, touching that pure essence. Exhale hum, wrap the ribs around the axis of the spine. Legs are strong, legs are steady. Taking one more breath here. Float the arms back up, long by the ears. Exhale, both hands frame the block. Step forward one more time. Flat back. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, fold forward over your thighs. Uttanasana, release the head, the neck, the chest. Inhale, float the arms forward and up or around and up, 𝗷𝘁𝘁𝘀𝘀. Exhale, hands down the midline of the body. Pause, Tadasana. Scanning the body from the inside out. Cross your wrist, lean forward, work the inner thighs one more time. Move the fascia back. Feel the backs of the legs open up, the hamstrings opening up. So there's activation happening with the arms. Inner thighs are rolling towards one another. And you'll notice when you feel that little release of your gluteus, your butt muscles start to soften, the hamstring softens. Scoop your belly in and up. Taking one more breath here. There is strength happening. And then very slowly come back up, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, circle the arms around and up or forward and up, 𝗷𝘁𝘁𝘀𝘀. Exhale, fold forward over your thighs. Uttanasana, standing forward fold, belly to the thighs. Notice the range. Inhale, lengthen your spine, 𝗷. Exhale, we'll step back one leg at a time. Right leg steps back, left leg steps back. Right, so we're going to pause here for a moment. Keep the knuckles of your hands pressing down. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Option to lower the knees here. In fact, lower the knees here because what we're going to do are scapular push-ups. So the elbows are straight, eyes of the elbows moving forward. Draw your navel into your spine. And I want you to push the ground away. That's a protraction. Retract, move the shoulder blades in. Protract, retract. So push the ground away. Elbows are straight. So we're not sinking in, but really working the musculature of each segment, so that way we're not throwing away our baby cobra and our chaturanga, right? So very, very minimal, but very powerful movements here. Let's do 4 more. 4, protracting, retracting, squeezing the shoulder blades as you move towards the earth. Each chaturanga, each time we bend our elbows, each movement towards the earth with bent elbows gives us an opportunity to get really attuned and aligned here. Now let's start in a protracted position, navel into the spine, and then very slowly start to bend your elbows back. Notice how your retraction, the shoulder blades start to move towards one another. Lower all the way down. Keep the elbows by your spine. And we'll take a 3-part cobra here. So hands stay on the ground, firm through the thighs, lift the heart center, heart chakra. Inhale. Sa, move that breath from crown to base. Exhale, lower down. Hum, distribution of that intelligence. Let's take hands and heart this time. Hands come off the floor, tops of the toes press down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Heart moving forward, tops of the toes pressing down. Exhale, release. Taking head, heart, and legs this time. Head, heart, hands. Inhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades in towards one another, working the back line of the body. Neck stays long. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes underneath you. Work your shoulder blades in. Retract the shoulders with or without your knees. Push the ground away. Feel the strength in the upper body. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Then pause for a moment. Situate here. Find that protraction, so the shoulders are moving away, shoulder blades are moving away, and then let's take that right leg up. All 5 toes point down. Open up your right hip. Stack your right hip on top of the left. Bend your knee. And then we're going to step forward. Step forward, right foot behind the right wrist. Spin your back heel. Extended side angle. Right hand to the top of that right thigh. Move your left arm long by your ear. And then lean back here. All right, so finding that line of energy. And then today, maybe we'll see if we can take that right arm, so the one that's on that right thigh, up by the ear as well. Press down in the right big toe mound. Find that length, and then come straight up, lengthen your front leg, opening up to warrior 2. And then we'll flow here. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Stretch the breath. Right arm long by the ear. Exhale back to warrior 2. Finding that steadiness. Broaden across the chest. One more time. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Finding the rhythm of your breath. Exhale back, warrior 2. Finding the steadiness. One more time. Inhale, peaceful. Breath initiating the movement. Exhale, warrior 2. Pause for a moment here. Keep your right knee in line with your right ankle. Draw that right elbow in. Left elbow underneath. I'm actually not mirroring you. This is the first time I'm not mirroring you today. I apologize for that. Right hand on top. And then go ahead and hold on to the shoulder blades. Pause here for a moment. Maybe you work the backs of the hands towards one another or palm to palm, not at the expense of losing the breath. Listen carefully. Draw your navel into your spine. Round your back. So protract the shoulders away. I want you to send your hips slightly back. The feet are pressing down. And then work your hands and your elbows away from your body. So the feet are grounded, elbows and hands moving forward. Feel the back gate of your heart opening up. Heart center. We're in April. Staying connected to what is seen, what is not seen, what is felt, what is in our tangible world, our sensory world, and the world that we are part of, that we are unbound, unlimited. Take one more breath here. And then finding your balance, come straight back up. Listen carefully. You're going to come through warrior 2. And then press your hands on a diagonal. So you can peek up at me if you'd like for this. The hands go down into a diagonal. I want you to pause here. If you need to bring the floor a little bit closer to you, you can always bring your hands to blocks, right? So this also helps to push. And I want you to actively push. So we're protracting the shoulders. There's shoulder strength here. And I want you to flex that front leg. So it's a nice way of getting from this warrior 2 lunge into skandasana and still activating the shoulders. Keep pressing the hands into the blocks. Take one more. And the blocks have 3 different heights, feeling comfortable to use the height that feels best for you. And then pause when you come to skandasana. Keep flexing that front leg. Anchor well into the back toe mound, left big toe mound. Take your time. Walk yourself over to right low lunge. Take your blocks with you. Lower your back knee down to the earth. We're opening up for lizard pose. So we've opened up the hips. We're opening up the shoulders. Take that right heel slightly outside of your right knee. 3 different heights for the blocks here. I like to always start lizard with hands on the blocks on the inside. And then notice as we tilted the pelvis in that lunge, I want you to, now that the knee is bent, if you need a blanket underneath the knee, please absolutely pat. Send your hips forward. Feel a subtle lift of your pelvic floor. So if you have a tight psoas muscle, this is going to be plenty. You can also bring your hands on either side of you. Okay? Sometimes just taking the route to back off and focus on one aspect nourishes our body in different ways. Staying upright gives you more opportunity to work on the front quad and the psoas. Leaning forward opens up the body in a different way. One is not better than, or it doesn't make you more flexible, right? This has nothing to do with flexibility. This actually has to do with where you're targeting. So if you are targeting, for instance, that right side inner thigh, then you're going to lean forward. You'll notice that it doesn't have as much activation on this left psoas. And then, of course, you have the option to bring your forearms down to the earth. And if you need or want a little bit of heat, you can always lift that back leg up. This activates both the left psoas as well as the right inner thigh, inner groin muscle. And then wherever you are, keep protracting your shoulders away. So we still have the arms. We're never sinking down. Having this total body awareness. And at the same time, studying yourself and at the same time surrendering. Ishvara Pranidhana. Take your time here, whichever variation you are in. Start to walk your hands underneath you, hands underneath the shoulders, and then step back to plank pose. Pause for a moment here. With resistance, with or without your knees, bend your elbows straight back. So retracting the shoulder blades, hands engaged here. Lower halfway down and then inhale, upward facing dog, or you can lower all the way down, taking one of the three variations for cobra. Find your way back to downward facing dog. One breath at a time, one movement at a time. Take your time here from downward facing dog. Cleansing breath, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. I'm going to face the opposite side. Usually start on the opposite side and mirror you. So it'll be whatever the opposite is. Take that left leg straight up and back. Roll your left hip on top of the right. And then stack your left hip. Bend your left heel over to the right side. Keep anchoring into the fingertips. Push the ground away. Navel in. And then step that left foot forward. Step it right behind your left wrist. Spin your back heel. Left hand to the forearm. Right arm long by the ear. Extended side angle. Parsvakonasana. And then keep rolling the underneath, that left rib cage, spiraling forward, top arm, right arm long by the ear, one line of energy, draw your navel into your spine, activate your center. Maybe you float that right bicep long by the ear. Not at the expense of losing the breath. Stay steady and strong in the legs. Soft in the upper body, come straight up, warrior two, open it up. I like to do a little release. I like to lengthen and then come back in and then level the pelvis. So check out where your pelvis is. Broaden across the chest and collarbone. Peaceful warrior, big breath here, inhale. Exhale back to warrior two. Find your steadiness, your compass. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Stretch the breath. Right arm, left arm long by the ear. Exhale, warrior two. Steady. One more time. Almost as if your inner thighs are moving away from each other, but I want you to energetically draw them in towards one another, right? Just like we did that crossing exercise. Pause in warrior two. Keep working the inner thighs in. If anything, press down on that right big toe. Draw that left elbow in. Right elbow on top. Hug yourself the opposite way. And then either working the backs of the hands towards one another or palms. Again, staying rooted. Plenty of options. Choose by studying yourself, Svadhyaya, what's feeling good for you. Maybe you scoop your belly in, you send your hips back and start to lean forward, opening up the back gate of the heart. Keep working your inner thighs towards one another. Option to move the hands away. And then notice where you're creating spaciousness. So we never want to create tightness in the body or restrict the breath. We want the breath to flow effortlessly. creating expansion and liberation, tanoti and trayati. Take one more breath here, anchor well into the big toe mounds, come straight back up, broaden across your chest and collarbone. Let's take one more peaceful just to release the arms and shoulders. And then from here, I want you to find your blocks. Hopefully you don't have to move them too far. Find your blocks, place them to the inside, 3 different heights here, and then resist. So we're placing the blocks on an angle. Resist by pushing, protracting your shoulders away. Fire up the shoulders, fire up the serratus anterior. Keep pressing the big toe mounds in and actively working the inner thighs. So getting steady here. And then from here, start to lengthen your front leg, bend your back leg, skandasana, and then coming back to the legs. You're gonna feel an opening. As long as you're protracting the shoulders away, you're gonna feel that opening, that lengthening happening on the right side inner groin. And then when you're in skandasana, the left side inner groin. You wanna move slowly with these large groups here. Because remember, fascia is like the tight clothing that we're wearing on our skin. It doesn't just pull away easily, it moves with us. And you're gonna feel that difference by activating the breath. Pause for a moment the next time you come to skandasana. Again, actively resist in the arms, feel that lengthening happening in the right side shoulder, and then slowly start to walk yourself. So stimulating that body awareness, internally rotate your right leg, come to left low lunge, blocks on the inside of your leg to start. So just let your body establish that, and then it starts to open out so that block can go on the left side. And then same thing here, the same way we lengthened the tailbone and sent the right hip forward, lengthen your tailbone, send your right hip forward so you're not dumping into that right side hip. Hands on your blocks, push down. This might be enough. One side is always more talkative. One side is always a little bit, has a lot more to say. If this feels like you would rather stay and breathe into the right side, psoas, absolutely stay up. Second option, of course, this now changes the dynamic and switches it to the left leg. Open up that left foot, take it a little bit outside of your left hip, maybe come to your forearms on the blocks. This changes the dynamic, switching into the left groin. And then notice what you tend to favor, right? I tend to favor opening up the groin because it's something that feels better for my body. But I also need the activation on my psoas. So if you, depending on where your body is today in your alignment, you can also activate the psoas and deepen that left side inner groin by lifting the back leg up. Keep pressing the elbows into the earth. Protract the shoulders away. I'm taking Hakini Mudra if you're taking this variation here. The fingertips of each one of my fingers press towards each other. So thumbs to thumbs, index, index, middle, middle, ring, ring, pinky, pinky. Take one more breath here. Activate that Sat Yam Kriya. Where are you directing love, empathy, compassion? Fullness of the breath. And then very slowly start to walk your hands back, whichever variation you're in. Help that left leg back to plank pose. Pause for a moment. Firm through the thighs. Resist the ground here. Should be able to pause and protract. With or without your knees, either taking chaturanga, up dog or down dog, or taking the variations of baby cobra. 3 different variations today. Just getting into your body. And then take your time. We'll set up today for double pigeon. So if you know that, for instance, the hips, the thighs are something that is very challenging for you, I would highly recommend making sure that you have a blanket, or you can sit on a bolster for this. So I like to sit on a blanket personally. If you'd like, you can open up your blanket halfway, have that prepped. And I like to get into this from table pose. So from downward facing dog, come to table pose, onto your hands and knees. And then from here, I'm gonna cut, so now I'm gonna mirror you. I'm gonna cut my left knee behind my right knee, open up my feet, and then start to let your hips and your hips sink back, not onto your heels, but making your way very slowly. Now, I'm going to say a few things about this pose. Just because I can sit with my hips on the ground and my knees are together doesn't mean that this is necessarily favorable, right? Because when I sit on a block, and it's important for you because we'll be here for some time to get to know what feels good. When I sit on a block, even though my facility can allow for me to reach the ground, I feel this very differently on my outer hips. So a lot of times we will look at the range, what we see, and then judge ourselves that way. But I want you to just take a moment and play with, how is my body feeling if I'm sitting on a cushion versus a block versus sitting back completely? And then once you situate, just pause for a moment there. It's a very deep opener. We've prepped our body so much for this opener that we can take the full expression if you'd like. So hopefully your strap is handy. You can also do this without a strap. Yeah, don't get back up. Take that right elbow up, bend your right elbow behind your body. Let your left hand gently guide that left elbow back, right elbow back, yeah. And then actively press the round part of your skull into your right forearm. Take your left hand, thumb points up. Internally rotate that left thumb down. Send it as far back as you can. And then maybe you reach for your fingertips. I'm going to use a strap. You can hold onto your shirt, your ponytail, towel, whatever you have handy. Keep pressing the back of your head against your forearms. Feel that subtle lift. Stay weighted in the pelvis. And then space for an apple between chin and chest. Arms are expressions of what is in our heart. They are the gateway between the throat chakra and the heart center. So just notice right now if there's any place where maybe you can back off, if you need a little bit more softness. I know my right shoulder likes to scream at me quite a lot. So if my body is screaming, it means I've gone past my range. If it's talking, then I need to listen. If it's whispering, then I'm paying very close attention. Give yourself the opportunity to have that conversation with your body. This is the expression. Body is the incredible expression of our soul, of our jiva in action. And then slowly, if you are in Gomukhasana, arms, release the arms. Take a moment. I like to move very slowly with this because it's all of these arms, all of these tendons, and we'll take a few shrugs here. Get weighted in your pelvis. Get very heavy. And then move the shoulders forward a little bit. A few shrugs. I'll give you the option, peace sign, fingers, yogic toe lock, to start to fold forward over your thighs. You can remain on your bolster, your block, or your cushion. Again, just moving slowly as you bow forward. Just bowing down to open up the back gate of the heart. When our energy is blocked or collected, constricted, which tends to happen, not just with the change of temperature, but remember, we are part of nature. So when nature is also in flux, going from snow to sun, to rain, to sun, to dampness and coldness, to heat, it's still in a transition period. And this is okay. It gives us time to practice patience, to practice not wanting to go from one season to the other, one thing to the other, one goal to the other. But to enjoy the stillness, the present moment. Take your time very slowly, wherever you are. Draw your chin to your chest. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Let your hips be heavy. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Drop your tongue to the bottom half of your mouth. And then we'll very slowly come out of this posture by moving forward, lifting your hips up, and then coming back to table pose, uncrossing the legs. Wag your tail side to side. It's a very deep opener of the hips. Be gentle with yourself. And then I like to draw that left knee in between my hands, so right at that midpoint. Splay that left leg out. Right knee cuts behind the left. And then again, just slowly finding your way into what you need. Maybe it's sitting on a block, maybe it's a pillow on the side. And then once you settle in, just let your body settle in. Right? So before we move the arms, just giving yourself a few moments to study yourself. We can move towards the full expression if you'd like by taking the arms out to the side. Left elbow comes up. Let that right elbow guide the left elbow back. And then work the tricep back as you press the back of your crown into your forearm. Space for an apple between chin and chest. Take that right hand out to the side, internally rotate your hand, point your thumb down, and then reach that right hand behind. Maybe clasping at the fingers or using your strap on the side. Close the eyes, get intimate. Pelvis weighted, jaw relaxed. In silence, we hear the voice of God. So we get very still as yogis. We connect back to that pure, divine drop, that ocean, that vast ocean that we are just a tiny drop of. Release the arms, moving slowly here as you bring the synovial fluid back to the joints, and then circulate your shoulders a few times forward, shrugging it forward and a few times back. If you'd like to fold forward, yogic toe lock, you can take peace sign fingers and then keeping the spine long, moving slowly, either staying on your bolster, your block, your pillow, or coming off, letting you decide what feels right for you in your body at this moment. Or can you connect inward Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. Keep the eyes soft, the pelvis heavy. And then invite the breath to move where you need that spaciousness. Take your time very slowly, intentionally. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Pause for a moment. And then we'll come out of this lazily, less tension on the hips. So rocking back onto your hips, uncross your legs. And then let's just take Dandasana staff pose for a moment. You can do this against the wall if you haven't moved away from the wall. Just letting your legs, big toes press down. Bring your hands beside you or slightly behind. Feeling that connection from crown through base. You also have the option to bring the arms long by your ears if you'd like. Just feeling that steadiness, that sthira. We'll end today, bring the hands down in a prone phase shavasana. So you'll set up for that. If you have another variation that you'd like to take that has come through you, you can always choose to take that as well. We'll set up for prone phase shavasana, taking either your couch pillows or your bolster, whatever you have. And then I'm petite, so you want to make sure that your torso is covered. You can, if you have a second blanket, you can place your blanket over you. But you want to, for instance, I have this wrap. So I'm laying on my bolster today, on my blanket today, because I'm going to cover up with my wrap. I want to get really comfortable here. And then take your block, making sure that you have space for your nose to breathe. My belly and my torso are going to be supported. And then I'll lean forward, placing my forehead on the block, letting my shoulders relax, letting my thigh bones nestle in, letting the jaw be at ease. And then giving yourself full permission here to surrender deeply to what you need to rebalance. Each one of us has a different recipe for balancing. And the heart center reminds us of that. It's such a lovely invitation when we allow ourselves to step into balancing what is seen and what is felt. As you settle in, draw your awareness to Ajna chakra, brow chakra, and rock your head side to side, just stimulating that third eye point. Relax your jaw and let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. Scan the back of your throat, noticing any areas of darkness, any areas that are needing light for your expression, your communication. Scan your shoulders and your arm bones and see if there's anywhere you can take the pressure off. Let your chest and belly be held. Receive the softness of the pillows, the energy of the ground holding you up to open up the back of your ribs, the lungs, open up the heart. And then scan your lower back and your pelvis, your hip bones. Just noticing if there's anywhere you can lighten, anywhere you can direct light, balance, ease. Bring your awareness to the backs of your thighs. And just scan the backs of your legs now for any areas that might feel heavy. Like a chimney sweep, invite light, invite saw. Let it sweep away and cleanse anything that might be residue. Let that sweep over the heels and the soles of the feet. Back body is where the unconscious resides. So let your next few breaths be an invitation to sweep the back body clean. Spring cleaning doesn't happen in just one day. There's a whole season devoted to it. Let the eyes rest back into their sockets. Let your jaw soften. Take a deep breath to inhale. And a smooth breath to exhale. And just notice how still the breath has become. In your own time, when you're ready, move very slowly. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And then slowly make your way to child's pose, resting your belly and your head on your pillows. Take your time and very slowly rise to a comfortable seat. Let your head arrive last. No rush at all. Let's take a few moments in Giyan mudra, so index finger and thumb to touch. Rest the backs of your hands to the top of your knees. Bring your right hand, index finger and thumb to touch right at your heart center. Ahamkara mudra, mudra of the heart. As you breathe in, feel the place that you're touching. With every inhalation, glow to a ball of light expanding around you. With every exhalation, let it come back right to where you're touching. Every inhalation, basking in your own aura, balancing, breathing in light, Sat. Every exhalation, bringing it right back to where you're touching, Yam. Sat. Yam is pulsating in your own essence, Sat. Yam. Put your right hand back down to the top of your knee. And then press the palms at the heart center. Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. Bowing to this infinite wisdom that is always available to us. Coming back to the heart, where we meet our individual expression of this incredible expression, infinite intelligence, infinite creativity, infinite love. Surrendering Ishvara Pranidhana to that vast intelligence. Have a super wonderful rest of your evening. Hari Om. Om Tat Sat. Namaste.